Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Tamba Amin and I'm from Sierra Leone. So I'm going to talk to you about a project that I worked on in Sierra Leone. So it's called Open Elections Data Platform. And before I start explaining what it is, I want you to meet someone. This person only exists on a PowerPoint, and it's a person, the name is Sheku. He's a family person, has a wife, has children, he is educated, he has access to the internet, he wants a couple of things. And these are things that most of us usually want when there is an election, right or wrong? Is there anyone in the room that usually doesn't look up to these things when there is an election in their country? Do we all agree? If everybody agree, just say yes, just raise your hand. Do we all agree that we need these things when we have elections? Good. One of them says he wants his family to be safe before, during, and after the election. He wants the election to be free, fair, transparent, and safe. He wants to quickly know which candidate is winning or losing. He also wants to compare current election results with previous election results. He wants to learn more about the candidates because he is undecided. So based on the information he will know about the candidates, he will decide. He also wants to know the location of polling centers so that on polling day, he will find the right polling center where he will vote. So to take you through this journey, I'm going to do a quick video. And this video is going to show you what we did to help Sheku get those things that he wanted. Okay, so what you are seeing on the video right now, I deliberately used the mobile phone because we found from our data that most of the users of our app were actually on mobile devices. So I decided to use a mobile device to record. I'm logging in right now. This is one of our volunteers logging into the system and trying to actually enter data. And as you can see, they are right now logged in and they are going to try to enter some data about the elections, so that Sheku can actually see this election data later on in the other app. And right here you can see this volunteer is actually searching for some data because the data was coming in incremental order. It wasn't all at once. He is filtering in the back end. He is looking for election result and he's going to apply that. And then he found one election result he wants to update. Now he opens up this election result and then he clicks edit, and he's going to edit this election result and provide the latest result that have been provided to us. And as soon as he enters that information, he is going to save. So that's the score. He's going to change that by 1. That person just got 1 more vote. And he's going to set this to draft because someone else needs to review this result to verify, make sure that it's correct before it's published. And once he publishes it, that somebody else is going to log in and it's going to compare the previous result with the new edited result to see what's the difference. And based on this, you can see the previous result was 870, the new one is 871. That person is going to compare that and say, okay, this makes sense. And if it does make sense that the new result is 871, they are going to publish that. If it doesn't make sense, they will not publish it. They will just leave it alone until they can verify. So this is showing the process that in this specific application, we had a process wherein a set of people enter the data into the system, and then we have another set of people who actually verifies the data. Once the data is verified and published, we visualize that data in this other application, which is a separate application that is feeding from the one that I previously showed you. This is a map of Sierra Leone, and this map is showing you green because the political party was green. And right now, these are all the different election results. You can view mayor result. You can view results for chairperson. These are the different election types that we had in Sierra Leone. So we had results for all of these different election types. And going back to president, green means the Green political party is currently winning based on this result. And if you look at all the different regions, you can see that if a region is red, it means the political party with red is actually winning that region. If you see green, it's winning that. And we can also filter by district. And looking at it from a district point of view, you can see through the colors who is actually winning in each district as the results are being called. If you want to learn more about the political party, you click on the color, you can find information about the party. And if you want to learn about the candidate, you can click on the candidate's picture and actually learn about the candidate. And the election had 2 rounds. We had round 1, round 2. So we had the results for both round 1 and round 2. So you can see that. And he wanted to also see the previous year election. 2012 was the previous election, so he can scroll back and see the actual data to compare how the results look like in 2012 compared to 2018, and how they actually look like in 2007 compared to 2018. So he can do all of this in this app, and because this was in real time showing all this information based on data that we were receiving in the field and inputting into the other system, Sheku was happy. He wanted to be safe. So since he wanted to be safe, we also had another app which was actually collecting data on violence events that were going on during the election. So here Sheku can come into this app and actually look at different violence events that are going on in different parts of the country. And if he finds out that there is a violence event going on in an area that he wanted to visit or that his family wanted to visit, he will stay away from that specific area because it's documented that there is violence in that area and Sheku wanted to be safe throughout the elections. So you can see all the different data points showing on the map, and in this case, for example, there was a violence event in this specific location and you can see the photo of the actual event. We had people in the field collecting this information and pushing it into this system, then we display it to others. And what if Sheku was actually in an area that had a violent event? He will add that violent event himself, he will click the plus, he will add the details and then submit that. Our peace monitors in the back will actually monitor this one and then publish that result so that other people can see it and know that there was actually an event or some violence event going on around that area. So this pretty much wraps the journey of Sheku. So now let me take you to the PowerPoint so I can tell you a little bit more about what we did. Now, who is this app for? Why did we do all of this? It's for voters like Sheku, it's for students, it's for journalists, it's for researchers. Security forces could use it to tell where violence events were. Who are the typical people that will use this application? The National Election Body will use it, National Election Watch, civil society groups will use it. Now, what is this really? From our point of view, the whole platform is basically a web-based tool that will enable you to collect, aggregate, share, and visualize data. The video that I just showed you included all of these things. We actually collected data, we aggregated the data, we visualized the data on the map, and we also shared that data. And we're doing all this following the 9 principles of open elections, which I believe Chris also mentioned in his presentation. The entire platform have 3 components to it that I just showed you in the video. This is the web-based platform where we enter all of the data. We do all the data collection here, we do all the aggregation and the sharing right here. In this other one right here in the middle, we do visualization. We take the data over here, visualize the data in the middle. And on the other one over there, we do both collection and visualization, but the data we deal with over in the last one, it's mostly violence, information that's data that's related to violence. Okay? Now, this entire source code, from a software point of view, from a technology, everything we did, it's open source, it's on GitHub, which means any country, anybody can actually take this and implement this. You just need to feed your own data into the system and you'll be able to do the exact same thing. Now, what are the types of data that we collect? These are all the data that we collect. We collect boundary delimitation, election result, candidate profile. We use some input methods, SMS, email, JSON feeds. We have the main platform itself, and over there we have outputs. We output the data in machine-readable formats, and we output the data in also HTML tables and several other formats. Now, why did we do this? The main reason, again, is we wanted to make sure that the results, we wanted to make sure that we have free and fair elections. This is typically what you see in the news when elections are happening in Africa. So this is wordy, you will get this PowerPoint, but the things in red are just highlighting the keywords that you usually hear when there is elections in Africa. And in Sierra Leone, you can see photos here. These are just examples of some of the things that we saw: fake news, court cases, violence, internet was shut down at some point, we had peace events, we had a presidential debate, and a whole lot of other things. So I'm running out of time. I don't have time to go through this. When you ask questions, we may come back. But the most important thing is Plan C over there is what we ended up with. We had 3 plans to make this happen. The first 2 did not work. The last one is the only one that worked for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Amin. So we are going now to the last presentation.